Previously on Vice Grip Garage, a guy tried to drive this mid-engine 1969 AMC Rebel 800 miles from Florida all the way back to Tennessee. I only made her to about Macon, Georgia, and shut her down for safety reasons. But a guy's still got to get himself and this car back home. So I did the right thing and bought the cheapest ramp truck that I could possibly find. And my plan is to throw the AMC on the back of this and haul it 250 miles back home. Certainly, this is safer and more reliable. Nope, probably should have just started hitchhiking. Ooh, storages and a strap. Wow. So, of course, I bought this sight unseen. I take that back. I saw 3 photos they were taken in the dark and they were all of this side. And I said, yep, paid the feller. Met with him this morning. No disrespect to that guy. I don't think he did a lot of the work on this rig, but I'm almost scared to show you fellers. This is the most cobbled together, how did it get to this point pickup I think I've ever seen or owned in my life. And that's saying a lot, you know. A lot of you have asked, well, what happens if you don't make it in these revivals? What do you do? And if you've watched the channel long enough, I normally just buy a pickup and go rent a trailer, or if I'm close enough to home, call up the wife and she hooks and books and comes and gets me. But today's Friday and the kids are in school, and my kids are the most important thing to me, so I'm not going to mess with their schooling, so that's out. So when I started shopping for pickups, calling around U-Hauls, well, they're changing their laws faster than anything. You can't even pull a rear-wheel drive on a dolly anymore, and apparently that car breaks all the rules getting onto a Traymore, so that was out. And I happened to stumble upon this gem, and it probably legitimately was the cheapest ramp truck in the US of A. So I can maybe flip this right when I get home and basically get home for nothing but fuel, or guy might hang on to it. A lot of you watching and myself, be handy to have one of these around the yard. We can push stuff, pull stuff, haul stuff, drag it up out of the tree row, drop her off right into the shop there, and not have to hook on and unhook the old Traymore and do all that stuff. So I don't know, I guess we'll see how the trip goes and we'll go from there. But I guess, you know, let's go walk around this. Now take it easy, okay? It runs. I drove it here, kind of ish. So, you know, keep that in mind. 1977 Chevy 1-ton. You see the teepee here. That means she was a camper special. Now I guess it's a ramper special. What really sold me on it was the transformer hood. You know, it'll take any shape it wants. And then also the Sherwin-Williams paint job that was just rolled on and or brushed, and leave the bristles right in there too. You know, really pops. Kind of a white, blue, black, red cab. It's a pretty neat thing. Extension cord lights, haven't tried them out yet. Of course, it's got the solid steel bed. Wheel chocks is welded right in. Like $100 traveler winch. That's good. I think it worked. Not sure about today. Got some pull-out ramps that are heavy duties. Oh, brake lights are stuck on. I'll show you why in a minute. It's got a receiver hitch. It's supposed to be duals, but we just got singles on here. And that's going to be one of the dumber things you've ever seen on this channel, is me putting a car on there. I shopped around for duals right away this morning and can't find any in this region. I'm going to keep looking as I travel, because that is going to be a little sketchy with the rig up on there. Used to be primered, I guess. Oh, this side actually has the camper special. What is this? Nothing. I think those are Ford mirrors. That's okay. Whoops, just broke that. Ow. Ah, there we go. Just fixed that. Ignore it. Got an antenna. That's good. Got some good hubcaps with some 90s splatter paint on it. I'm sure that was intentional. Piece of the redwood deck for a pushboard up here, and see, it's got some Walmart hardware. Oh, I don't even think that's bolted on. We'll try again over here. See, it's got some Walmart. Oh, that one's loose. We'll try over here, maybe. See, it's got this Walmart hardware on here, and that's how you hang them pictures or your push bumper. See, it's got a custom grill in here. Got some LED lights in there. See that? That's so a guy can see. Look how thick this Bondo was. What in the devil? Well, she's had some expert bodywork pads, you know. Look pretty good. Nope, put a marble on there, probably wouldn't even roll, so that's fine. Let's take a look at the interior first. Oh yeah, just ignore this, a little bit of an ankle vent, but some tape, fix that up. If you're wondering why there's a jack handle jammed into the brake pedal on the seat here, that's because there's no park. See, it used to be the most durable 4-speed transmission, and that was taken out to have the least durable automatic put in. So currently it's a 350 small block Chevy with a TH350 transmission. The best part is, this is the shifter now, is a piece of square tubing that's hooked to a coat hanger. Drive is one forward, reverse is kind of back, but you can't find park, so you just do that, and then you jam this here piece that used to go to a transmission cross member, just throw that on your wheel if she gets a little excited on you, you know. The nice thing is, when you're winching cars, you can pull the truck into the car. That's pretty neat. I don't think any of this works, but we got some high performance Boss temperature gauge here, and then, oh, sure enough, the oil pressure seems to run through the floor there. That seems fine. I don't think any of this does anything. This here, if you follow the cable, must go up to the rotor light there. I don't know, should we try it? Let's plug that in. Nope, that's okay. You don't need them. There we go. Got a custom deluxe wood grain dash. It smells like burning plastic and potatoes right out of the field. That dirt smell. It's kind of nice, actually. Does this come forward? Nope. Ooh, more extension cord lighting. Oh, this is why those don't work, is they never finish the electrical process, so we'll ignore that for now. Custom door panels here, you know. This one's black, that one's red, and that was a factory option. I believe they called it his and her. Could be wrong, probably not. Chevrolet Performance steering wheel, zero play in the steering, so that's really good. Got both the visors, black ice. We could probably swap that out for some fresh shave. Came with some chips. I mean, pretty solid. Let's go see what we got going on over there. No ankle vent over here. What is this? Air conditioning. Oh, the door is just flapping in there. I don't think that's actually even doing anything. There we go. Paperwork's. What in the devil? Okay, we've got the very front of a compact disc. No, it's not even a compact disc player, and some boom booms custom installed in here. I don't know if that's enough to bring all the girls to the yard with, but you know, we could probably still get some Dwight Yoakam and Warren G out of that. Maybe we'll try it out. Maybe you got to leave it, you close it and it, you know, amplifies it, or do you bring it down. I don't know, we'll have to find out, I guess. Took an Uber up to Harbor Freight really early this morning, and then Who Hot and liquor store, and I don't know, I got like $7,800 in taxis. It's been an expensive trip, but I think this is all the strappage we need. And I got these here. These are actually axle straps, but that way a guy can go around this here and, you know, hook. The big concern I got is, this is all the boards I got. We're gonna have a pretty steep approach here to get up on that. And this car is low to the ground. I mean, really low. Look at that cross member. Oof da. This is gonna be a big challenge to get this thing onto there. Look at the oil spray all down the side of the car, trunk. That was just a miserable drive. Really cool car. Guy had a vision, followed it through. It just needs a little bit of refinement to be a roadworthy vehicle. Get under the hood here. Oh yeah, look at this. All right, so we've got a 350 in here. We've got one of these filters here. Burns down more garages and vehicles than anything. In fact, you can see all the gas that's been leaking in here. We got to change that right in a hurry. Got a clicky clacky hanging onto the manifold down there, not bolted to anything. That's fine. We got whatever that is, comes up to this, see, and then this you have to unplug every time, or the batteries, they go dead. And then this is the auxiliary plugger inner loop bank battery system here, see, and that helps run the winch. And then that's tied in with some wood and some straps over here. So this is fine. We're going to leave this anti-theft color combination going on there. This guy here, if you're wondering, well, that holds the rad, and see, you got to leave this, guys. You can't take that off. If you take this off, then she gets into the fan blades, and wow, that's going to be an issue. Okay, so we're leaving that. We had to put this bolt into the motor mount this morning. It was hanging out by a thread. The fella was nice enough to help me pop that in quick. Looks like we got a horn, maybe, probably not. Muffler tape back there. We got some performance added onto this with an Edelbrock. It's so deteriorated. Oh, there it is, 1406. That's an electric choke 650. So we got a 4-barrel on there. That's good. This is fine. That's how it charges, you know. And then we had to convert the rad, and it's got a stopulator, also known as a 7/16 lug nut in there. So this is already done. Looks like I've worked on this part already, and got the transmission cooler there. Extra body ground over here hanging off. This belt's a little, you know, but that doesn't matter, fellers, because this pump is shot. You'll hear that in a second. It's just, it gets a squealing is what I'm telling you, basically. So this is good. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about any of that. I think we got a really good shot at pulling this off, you know. I think what we're gonna do is get the car loaded up, make sure that works first, because if that doesn't go on here, then there's a Summit Racing a ways down the road here, on the way home actually. We're gonna swing in there because I gotta get parking this thing, and we'll see if we can find like a really cheap, like low car floor shifter or something, where we can actually get all the gears. Because the other thing is, the transmission guy that rebuilt the transmission just cut the kickdown cable off, because you don't need them, especially when you're hauling stuff. So the guy's got to be able to grab some gears. And right now the coat hanger, well, I'll just show you. So our coat hanger shift mechanism doesn't allow us to grab any more gears. This is the custom cross member there with just one bolt in it. We got a new drive shaft though. Don't got to worry about U-joints and mufflers. I really hope that's a sad cable, not a positive. Probably not. There's gas leaking right now out of there, so we're gonna ignore that for now. Some more cable stuff. You know what? Let's not look at any more stuff under here. Let's just get below in the car, I think. Yeah. Okay. Oh, one more thing. There's some more custom exhaust. It sounds decent. Sounds like every other small block Chevy. I'm gonna let it run while I get the ramps out because the winch is barreled into the other battery. I don't want either to go dead because I don't got jumper cables or a jump box. So I'm gonna let it run here while I get these ramps pulled out. Sure. Winch is working. Well, it was really bad on that cable, riding on the bed like that. Man, I don't know. Okay, now I think I'm gonna stick those boards in here. Oh, maybe I don't need them. Oh shoot, my fence posts are dragging on the ground. Dang it. Maybe I will get these boards in there quick. There, this should give it some immediate lift and also help the approach angle a little bit here, because I'm pretty worried about that getting hung up on there. Dragon. Yeah, that is the bell housing. So we got to get the front up. Maybe this will help. Nope, that's not going to do anything. Got these gloves on sale for $6. Deerskin, it's my favorite. No, we need more liftage in the rear. You want to talk about sketchy. What we're clearing. I thought about taking the plastic ramps and putting them under here as well. The problem is there wasn't enough ground clearance to get those in either. Now I'm going to be hung up on the mufflers here in a minute. If I could move forward just a hair, I could reuse that wood. That'll help. I'm sure there's guys that do this for a living just absolutely cringing right now, but you know what? Sometimes a feller's just got to do what the feller's got to do, and that's all a feller can do, you know? Sure, that'll do nothing. Little bit of turnage. Should take this cover off and put it in the pickup maybe. There. Fits pretty good. No, not really. Boy, we got a lean on this truck. Big time. Yeah. Definitely on the captain's side. Wonder if it's this Valera hit prime well. That ain't gonna last. Great. Well, as you can see through the cold snack recycling window here, got her all loaded up and stropitalized down. I would make a terrible tow truck driver. In all seriousness though, you see one of these fellers or fellettes on the side of the road, get over. What are you doing? Slow down, get in the next lane. Too many good people getting hurt or even killed just trying to make a living. Okay, let's see how far we gotta go here to Summit Racing. My pocket computer says 55 miles. That should be a good first blast. Tested the blood stick on the shift machine. There's some juice in there, bunch of clutch material. It's fine, it's rebuilt, remember? And then it's about a quart low on engine Earl. Haven't decided if I'm going to change on that yet. I guess we'll wait till we get Summit Racing, because they're going to have pretty much everything that we need, and we'll just do it right there in the parking lot. I just want to start, you know, going north. That would be nice. All right, we're in neutral. Yeah, just drive. It's got fish for it sometimes. Here we go, I guess. Well, I already know what the clutch material is from. It's starting off in second gear, which obviously hauling cars around, not ideal. We'll get the shifter in, that'll fix that. We'll just manually shift it. But already it's nice sitting up in a vehicle, not laying down with your legs like this with oil splashing on the face. So this could be way gooder if it ever shifts to third. If it ever shifts to third. Well, it's either going to blow up or it's going to shift. For Pete's sake, shift to third gear! Well, I guess we're running in second. That's fine. Got lots of oil pressure. And so far the temperatures staying nice and cool, which that's one big thing. Is if this starts heating up, we'll have to try to figure out a shroud or digital fans or something like that. But so far so good. We're just cruising along at 55. I really don't want to push it much more than that with just single wheels in the back. Not only is it not stable, but that's a lot of weight for two old singles. We do have one brand new steer tire up here, so that's fine. Well, we made it. Summit Racing is right over there, but there's a food truck here selling some tacos. So, got to do that first. Then we'll head over there. It's fixing the rain, so that's good. Also, I don't know what I was thinking when I said 250 miles. We just went 55, and I have 308 from here back home. So, that's good. If you've never been here, you got to make a field trip. Goddard Park. Let's go see what we can find. So if you've never been here, you can shop in all the aisles, or these fellers will just find the stuff for you. Oh yeah, that really sells nothing. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll work good. They'll find the parts, pop them up on the screen for you, then you could just go right over there and pick them up. Well, here's what we ended up with, the B&M Z-gate. Don't really need the gate, but I needed the way that the bottom here mounts flush. There was a cheaper one that didn't have the gate. It was tall, kind of just shift through it, but it's meant to be sunk through the floor. Well, since this was a manual, I got this big old hole in the floor now. See? So we're gonna have to deal with this and kind of work around it. So I'm hoping that I can mount at least 3 of the bolts, just run the cable right through that big hole there and do the usual underneath. We should be pretty good there. Now why it's taken off in second, it's probably a contaminated governor, because there's 75,912.3 pounds of clutch material in there in the new transmission. And it could be sticking, or the gear stripped, or the valves are sticking. So I'm just going to pour a jug of rebuild in a can right down the tube, let that eat. But I'm hoping once we get the shifter in, we'll just be able to manually shift it. I can't believe this transmission's lasted this long, taken off in second gear, especially loaded down. Luckily, this unit here should be super light. There's basically no interior, and all of this is like 104 gauge. I mean, it's like pop can material, even the actual floor. So there's not a lot to this. This is foam board. So this should be a pretty light tow, thankfully. Okay, time to do something. I'm gonna grab the Harbor Freight tools out of the trunk, and we'll start putting the bracketry on under there. So these are the two brackets we needed to install here, put the shifter in. This is the stock style bracket. Goes up here for like the column shift. This one comes in here. These two bolts is for like turbo 350s, and these two would be for turbo 400s, I believe. But basically that cable is going to come right through here, and we're going to connect it up here. We're just going to have to make the adjustments here to where this goes all the way into first, and we can put it all the way back into park without having to force it or jam it around. And this is just what's left of the other performance shifter, so I can get up top now and get that taken off. Found another battery cable just hanging out. That's fine. This is kinked, also fine. This is 7,000 degrees, also fine. Really similar in design. I just don't see the 1-2 shifts being too hot over here. So I'm gonna mansplain on you how I do this anyway. You can take it or just leave it there. Either way, don't matter. Once the bracketry's in, bring your shift lever all the way back to low or first gear for this particular instance, you know. Make sure that the slider adjusty doodad nut is in the center of the threads, and then go ahead and tighten these up real good like. Make sure this slides in and out nice and easy in first. Disconnect it, run this all the way to park up there. Take the shifter up in the truck, you know, run that all the way to park, and then do the same thing. You'll be up here and work back and forth, split the difference between the two, and make sure that it goes in and out of both positions as easily as possible. Then you can run the cotter key in and just slowly move it through the shift pattern to start out, because you can wreak some havoc otherwise. But we're all done here. That should work just fine. As far as cable routing goes, just try to make it nice, easy bends here, nothing tight. This floats around up there and then comes back in. Looks like a new-ish oil filtre, so I don't think I'm going to change on the oil, although I am going to add to it. New starter too. Z-bars just floating in there just in case, you know. You don't take them out when you swap these autos. Horsepower, well, it drank 2 quarts of Earl. Found this dirty funnel down there. Threw some 1030 Summit brand stuff in there. They didn't have any Rotella or anything like that. I gotta get the fuel filtre, almost forgot, but then I saw the gas leaking on the manifold. Should probably do something there. Ran a screw into the mirror. That's fixed. I mean, look at that. It's even moving the door. It's kind of weird to say, but the Hyper Tough wouldn't even put that in. Had to use the ratchet. So I mean, it's just everything's getting redid. Pretty much a restoration at this point. We could fire it up really quick, check the gears. Boy, that's as close as you can get. That should be park. Reverse. Oh yeah. There we go. Neutral. Drive. Yep. perfect. So this works. When I get home, I'm gonna have to make a spacer down here for these two, because this hump is a lot more dramatic in the manual pickups. But I got it as far forward as I could to get these two in and get a nice swoop there without the shifter hitting the dash. I didn't want to come any farther back because this would be really flimsy, but I think we're almost ready to hit the road. But first, we're gonna look at this 12 valve C10. Guy helped me out earlier. These guys are great. They came out and said hi, looked at the car and the truck. Even got me a new going to town hat. But I got to looking at this 12 valve and I've been kicking the idea around. What about, you know, certainly there's enough room right here. Put a 12 valve in here, maybe just undo that whole situation. I'm not sure. You guys got to just start commenting and let me know what you think. Keep it, fix it. It's just not very drivable. It would have to be a whole contained firewall unit. It'd be pretty tough to work on. So I don't know, but let's see if we could take a look at this. Hit the jackpot. Look at this. These are the ones you want, fellas. 33003s. They're the 3/8 wicks. If you want to see your gasoline for whatever reason, that's the one to use. Get these things out of there. They leak. They always leak. If they don't leak from these cheap little fittings in there, then these ends vibrate apart and it leaks out of these seals. And if it sits too long, these seals get rotted and they just start leaking. This one leaked like crazy. Just, you can see it dripping on the manifold, down the valve cover, whatever else. Or a nice reusable or recleanable or whatever you call it. Edelbrock makes a 2-piece aluminum one that's got like a brass thimble looking thing in there. You just clean that out, put them back together, and then you don't have to keep buying these. These are a little bit spendy, but I stocked up for all the incoming revivals. All right, go ahead. Joshua's fixing the hood for us. There we go. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt the hood any, but this windshield is just perfect. We don't want to hurt that any. Well, you want to show us your 12 valve?
Oh yeah.
Might as well. You strip these down, you basically just need 12 volts to run these things.
There's some things that ain't so pretty, but it runs down the road.
Goodness gracious. See the motor mount, that's going to be the...
It's actually the first gen 12 valve Cummins mounts. I sliced it, dropped the motor down, welded it back up.
Really?
That's all I did to it.
Boy, that is... She's snug, huh?
Yeah, the nice thing, I didn't have to cut the firewall or anything, but I did do an 1.5-inch body lift just to keep the low hump floor in it.
So you just need a throttle cable, 12 volts for the starter,
and 12 volts for the fuel shutoff solenoid. You can do it mechanical, but I drive it every day, so.
Yeah? You don't want to reach under the hood every day?
Exactly.
That's nice, man.
It
really
works.
Cool truck. He's had this, did you say high school?
Yep.
Wow. Pretty slick unit. I think the issue with the Rebel is going to be the height of the 12 valve, because that cross member is almost on the ground.
Well, they do have really tall oil pans, and I have seen people cut a few inches off the oil pan, but then I guess your next issue would be the transmission. But if you do go GM transmission, you have more clearance.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe a Terpsky 400, or got to raise the car back up, put it on bags or something, but I don't know, just getting some ideas. So I do have first gear manually, which is great as far as getting home and moving her around, but that would mean my assumptions are correct. We got something going on with the governor, or we got a sticky valve in there. We'll see if that juice works it up a little bit, rebuilds it again, you know. Okay, I got 308 miles to go, which is normally a 5-hour drive if you're doing 70 to 80. So it's probably going to be like 10 for us as long as nothing happens. Yeah, really long or two. Couple steps guys running all the lights and stuff, I've slowly been watching the amp gauge come down, and it almost touches 8 and then comes up just a little bit. So I need to undo the safety hood latch holder downer thing, get under there and make sure this thing is charging, and might also just unhook one of those batteries. I think the other one's just for running the winch basically, and we don't need that right now. I don't want to burn up this charger whirler. Well, maybe we already did, you know. Should probably even look and see if we got tail lips. Yep. Yep. Well, this is the plate I ended up with because I guess he needed the other one back. Oh, we got a loose strap here. This one says we're on a test drive. That's fine. Whoa, what's going on? Boy, that was a lot of movement there. Huh. That one's conked. Okay, what was I after? I think I got a... There it is. It says it's charging. That one too, but well, false alarm. Something to do with the wiring back to the gauge. I'm sure it's all wrong basically, but as long as we've got some voltages, I think we're just going to keep cooking. I am going to go ahead and disconnect this other battery though. Might help the situation currently. Also, we know that battery's zipped up on voltages, so if something happens, we got a spare right here quick. So just dig out the Leatherman and get that off. Well, it's getting about 8.5, 9 miles to the gallon, which at 70 loaded, that's fine with me. We'll take that. The look on people's faces is absolutely priceless when a house painted 44-year-old truck with a picnic table seat bumper passes them. I'm really liking it. This should be my last fuel stop. Hopefully she's filling up right now. Everything seems to be going good. Gonna check straps, stuff like that. Look for some oil leaks. This transmission is getting progressively worse. It sounds like someone's doing Morse code inside of it, except with 2 big rocks. Could be a cracked flex plate. Nope, probably not. I think it's most likely gonna need to come out. I might take my foot out of it a little bit, just take it a little bit more easier on it. Engine though, I mean, it's shaking and rattling and rolling and jiggling and you name it, but this thing's running like OJ Simpson right now. The power from the batteries must not be distributalized correctly. When the headlights are on and all that, the wipers barely wipe. So I have to shut the headlights off, catch up on the wipers, pull them back on, or just let her go really slow. And then I remembered I bought a bunch of Rain-X stuff for the Rebel back there the other day. So I gave her a heavy treatment. Then I thought, you know what? Let's run this rag on the inside of the windshield. Yeah, this came from the inside. So now I can actually kind of see out of this, which that'll be pretty neat. Last rip, fingers crossed. Tires got a hold in there, transmission's got a hold in there. I guess I got a hold in there too. Hey, we made it back to the shop, but we're not done yet. Let me grab a few hours of sleep. I'm going to see you bright and early in the morning because we got some work to do. It was a little bit rainy this morning, so I got in some much needed family time. Finally dried up a little bit. Scooted the ramper special over here. We got a nice divot to get the rear nice and low, and Jessica's out here to help this morning.
Hi.
What do you think of the ramper special?
I really like it, but when you sent me the picture of it, I didn't realize that this wasn't the original paint. It looks like they just took, like, I don't know, house paint or something and rolled it on.
No,
looking at the lock.
No, it's definitely.
And it's just like they just didn't even care.
Yeah, it's Sherwin-Williams, you know.
But why would you do that?
One coat special.
Right,
You just roll it on.
Golly.
Yeah, they went over the trim and everything. I don't even know what this trim piece is. Is that like AutoZone extra trim?
Oh, it doesn't look like it's supposed to come off.
It's not factory. Oh, it was a piece of chrome over the chrome. I don't know. Also, they've had 39 different flavors of mirrors on here. Those are Ford, I think. But you want to see if it fires up?
Yeah.
And then we'll get this car unloaded. The job's not done, fellers, until the car is off. Yeah, that's a picnic table seat. I unhooked the battery because it seems to be draining pretty quick. There's some poltergeists or something with the digicals. But
what do you...
that holds the rod in. Give her one pump. All right.
Oh, she's a... Hold on, I didn't realize...
Well, it's an automatic.
What is it?
Oh, just ignore that. It doesn't do anything.
It is an automatic?
Now it is. Yeah, I put that in the Summit parking lot.
That's what you did?
Yeah. Hey, turn the key. Is it dead? Well, what in the devil? Will you run and get the jump box? Thanks, buddy. Guess we might not need a jump box. Forgot about my plan to unhook this one and hook it up in a case of an emergency. Go ahead now. Try it again. There we go. It worked out pretty good. We'll let her run to charge the batteries up for the winch. Even though we're just going out, we might need to pull it again a couple times to get the car lined up. Got to get one more ramp out here, but you can see the angle is much better back here, so I don't think we're going to even have to play with all that wood and all that stuff. Well, it comes and goes. She said no power steering.
I don't understand how you made it home in this. I don't, like, the more I look, it's so bad. I was like rolling down the window and this just popped off, and then this is just hanging here.
Yeah, I didn't think that the hood would bend in half when you close it and stuff.
Fence posts got a little low. Oh, the one blew out. It's so hard to see forward or back in this thing. I have to move this tire so she can get out. Okay, set her down.
Good?
Yeah. Shut the fuel pump off. What's your carbon monoxide at?
68.
Yeah, the alarm's going off any second. You should get out of there.
Dang, that thing is so weird.
The Rebels made it home, and my person. That's neat. We actually ended up bringing home 2 classics. A truck that's 44 years old. Went over 350 miles with a car on its back. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. If you guys aren't subscribed, please do that and hit that bell so you know when a new video pops up. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it very much.
We'll see you next time.